On business news tonight, Sri Lankan authorities have decided not to pursue a new funding program with the International Monetary Fund or the IMF. Issuing a statement, the CBSL says that the IMF has indicated that the fund may not be in a position to consider any direct or indirect budget support to Sri Lanka, since the current improved status of the country does not warrant any unconventional and exceptional financial support for the government from the IMF.
The standby facility extended by the IMF to Sri Lanka in 2009 concluded last year. That arrangement was agreed upon to shore up foreign reserves in the country, which were decreasing rapidly at the time. Following the conclusion of the standby facility, dialogue between the IMF and local authorities recommenced regarding a further $1 billion loan.
අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට කියලා තින්නේ දැන් සංචිත ගොඩ නගන්න අපිට මුල්‍ය අරමුදල හෝ ලෝක බැංකුව වෙන කවුරුවත් වැඩක් නැහැ. හැබැයි අපිට කල්
We have told them that in order to build up reserves now, we do not need the IMF or the World Bank or anyone else, but we can obtain funds without wasting time with conditions that suit our country. We must have funding arrangements that are effective and simple, but our condition is that the IMF must give the money to the Treasury and not the central bank. That money can be used for government investments.
ඒක තමයි උද්දේශය. රාජ්‍ය ආයෝජන වලට අපිට මේ මුදල් යොදා ගන්න වෙයි.
The IMF has indicated that it is not in a position to consider any direct or indirect budget support to Sri Lanka. Convening a media briefing today, the United National Party also commented on the matter.
IMF එක අල්ලගෙන පහුගිය කාලේ නොයෙක් ආකාරයෙන් සල්ලි ගත්තා. IMF එක විතරක් නෙමෙයි. චීනෙන් පුජ්‍යලික බැංකු වලින් මහා විශාල පොලියට ණය ගත්තා.
They got hold of the IMF and obtained various forms of loans. They took loans from private banks and are now in a debt trap that the country cannot escape. The IMF, the World Bank and other financial aid organizations give money to Sri Lanka with conditions. These conditions constantly mention problems relating to democracy. Because of the conditions relating to investment, the government is in the midst of numerous problems. So they are trying to tell the country that they rejected this as they could not follow these conditions. But the government is running behind the IMF and anyone else in the world who will give them a loan. It doesn't matter how much the interest is. This is what has been happening in the recent past.
අවකාශය නැති නිසා මේක ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කිරීමක් කරා කියලා රටට කියන්න හදනවා.